How many times have you heard from your boss and motivational speakers that you should do things outside the box? Why do they say that? Because inside the box is the comfort zone and you're literally in the safe zone. While outside the box lies hardship and uncertainty. There's a risk to your reputation. When your integrity is at risk, when you are standing at the edge of the unknown, your focus reaches its peak. Your awareness is super high, and that's when your creativity flourishes. And you think innovatively to control the situation. Yes, necessity truly is the mother of invention. Routine work won't push us to our creative limits. We feel chill and relaxed when there are no challenges or pressure. What exactly happens? Our brains go into autopilot mode at the chill time. But there is another side of the coin as well. A lot of people cannot think clearly when the stakes are sky high, and overwhelming pressure actually narrows their thinking. For them, it is like putting thread in a needle while hands are shaking. So let's answer this. What's been your experience with this creative tension? You can write to us in the comment box below. They say challenges are important. Why? Because only challenges give you the opportunity to show the world that you are the hero. When you have constraints, when you have mountains ahead to overcome, when you have big hurdles to surpass, you think out of the box. And you know what? Even if your mind isn't wired to think creatively, your brain can still be rewired, just like building muscle in the gym. There are many cool facts about creativity. If you want to know all of them, stay tuned to this video till the end, and there are many interesting ones coming. And the fact number one is your brain does better creative work when you are tired. When you are tired, what do? You prefer to take a nap, relax a bit, or meditate. You definitely avoid any analytical work. But the fact is that when you are tired, the analytical filters of your brain become less rigid. Your brain relaxes its tight control. And this creates space for your mind to make unexpected connections. Your mind becomes ready to explore unconventional ideas at this time. Now, the fact number two is exercise can improve your creativity. You take any studies or research, they say exercise can improve our ability to think creatively. Let's try to understand how. The brain has two regions called the prefrontal cortex and the hippocampus, and they are meant for creative thinking and memory formation. When you exercise, blood flow increases to these regions, and the enhanced flow circulation delivers more oxygen and nutrition to these creative centers. And you know what? Exercise also triggers mood-enhancing chemicals. And this positive mental state is crucial for creativity. Now coming to the fact number three, ambient noise levels are best for creativity. When it comes to creative thinking, there should be a right balance between silence and distractions. We normally think that silence is best for fresh ideas, but absolute silence is so boring. You might feel sleepy, your mind can become too focused or rigid as well. While loud environments can be so overwhelming. But a moderate level of background noise, such as the sound of rain or soft music, keeps your mind relaxed. The soothing noise loosens up your thinking. That's why you get more original ideas in a coffee shop than in a quiet library. Now coming to the fact number four, nothing is original. If you think originality wins, then you are dreaming. You don't need to invent something. Creativity is all about making connections. Observe the best and incorporate them in your design by adding your flavor. Creativity is not about coming up with original ideas every time, but it is just about making new connections between existing ones. Isn't this exciting? Suddenly, creativity seems less scary because we can all connect dots that already exist, right? You cannot assume that originality means inventing everything yourself. Instead, you have to observe the best things and remix them into something new. You know what? You should study excellence and integrate it into your own work. because you cannot wait to find and invent your own original work or product every time. Now coming to the fact number 5, traveling abroad might improve your creative thinking. You get to see diverse cultural norms in different states or countries. So traveling to different countries or places teaches us many things. It exposes us to new cultures, languages, and perspectives. And these new experiences help you in connecting dots. They push your brain to make unique connections. Now coming to the fact number 6, low light, high creativity. Dim light makes us feel more free and we become more creative. It actually improves creative performance. Why? Because when the lights are dim, we feel secure and we are not exposed to our surroundings. Our shortcomings are not exposed and we are less vulnerable to criticism. And that's why we think best in low light. But we normally work or study in bright light. And when you work in bright light, you feel like you are under surveillance. You feel exposed, you fear being criticized, and you are less likely to think out of the box. You are less likely to take risks as well. Now coming to the fact number 8, constraints can be beneficial to creative work. A lot of us think freedom leads to more creative ideas, but in actuality, constraints can actually increase our creative output. And this could be due to the overwhelm of having too many choices. When you have too many choices, you get lost in too many things and you hardly concentrate on what matters the most. For example, a filmmaker with a limited budget might come up with clever storytelling or innovative camera angles. Similarly, a writer produces their most creative work when they have a strict word limit. Now the fact number 9 is a separate and messy desk can improve your creativity. Einstein once said, if a cluttered desk is a sign of a cluttered mind, what then is an empty desk a sign of? His desk was famously chaotic, papers, books, calculations everywhere. But this creative chaos allowed his mind to move freely. It was unburdened by any structure. So contrary to the popular advice of keeping your workspace tidy, a messy desk can actually stimulate divergent thinking. The kind of thinking that generates novel ideas and unexpected connections. But at the time when you work to execute that great idea, you need an organized and clean desk. Now coming to the fact number 10, rebels make better thinkers. Instead of living with the results of other people's thinking, you have to think differently. You have to see things differently. You have to be a rebel a bit who is not fond of rules. You have to identify the rules that you can safely break. Because the fixed system won't give you any experience, you have to question it to make it better. Rebels are not afraid to question the rules and challenge the status quo. They push boundaries and look for better ways of doing things. And if you ask me for an example of a safe modern rebel, I would rate Steve Jobs quite high. While most companies at that time focused on technical specifications, Steve Jobs focused on simplicity and user experience. And that's how he gave us a revolutionary product like the iPhone. Now coming to the fact number 11. Stop saying yes to many things. Yes, you should start saying no to many opportunities that come your way so you can focus on a few things that matter. When you say no to several opportunities coming your way, you can avoid getting drifted onto the wrong track. Remember, your every no is oxygen for one thing that matters the most. Alright, so coming to the fact number 12, don't wait until everything is perfect. Perfection is an endless chase, and if you wait for it, can you ever put your ideas out into the world? Never. So what should you do? You should deliver what you have, learn from the feedback, and keep improving. Every great product, book, or idea we admire today went through several versions before becoming what it is now. For example, software companies release updates regularly, not because the first version was flawless, but because they improve by listening to users. The same applies to creative work. Start, share, learn, and sharpen over time. Progress beats perfection. So these are 12 cool creativity facts that can unlock your creative genius. Hope you find this helpful. So do share, subscribe and like the video, and I'll bring more useful videos for you. Thank you and see you next time.